The kind of people we're going to talk about today are known as truck balls. I don't know, I found it on Amazon one time, and it's just, it's testicles that you hang on your trailer hitch. I don't know. I guess you wanted to make a big display. Anyway, people that I call truck balls are cowards. They're cowards. Basically, you have no personal balls. You go and buy some balls, put them in your truck, and pretend that you got some courage. But it's all about courage. And again, well, I talked about this some time ago, but courage, I always find, is in your heart, which is green ray, which is the most important ray today. Love. It is. So, we have to move on. Switching gears. We had a bunch of questions today about all kinds of different things, and we're trying to cut through the clutter and remind you of the famous, 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 famous with a dot on it, which means you can just keep saying famous forever. The song is Led Zeppelin, Kashmir. I'd like you to play that song when we're done this video, please, because you need to hear it again. It's whatever we want. All we want you to hear in there is a constant refrain that I get with, the various spirits that come and go, well, personalities. Anyway, people who check in with me telepathically, as far as I can tell. Well, I don't know. There's so many things we can talk about. We can talk about your personal cube and tubes that connect your personal cube to another person's personal cube. Tesseract that you saw, I know, space movies recently. Tesseract. Maybe we'll come back to that. But the idea is that your tesseract, you being a tesseract, is connected to other tesseracts, perhaps by tubes, where information is transferred, and that might be how telepathy might be accomplished. It's just not visible to us. The rabbit holes and the rabbit holes and rabbit holes that you can go down to try and learn about really what is the nature of us. What's the nature of our reality? Because it certainly looks mundane on the surface. But when you start paying attention to things, well, famously things like the Mandela effect or matrix glitches. Matrix glitch is I was at the bar, I was at the Westport bar on a Thursday for karaoke, and then the following week I came back to the Westport bar, and it was still the Westport bar, same address and everything, but some things had changed in the building. Enough to notice. It was more than what the waitress would have done in a week. Enough for, I'm always noticing things. And so anyway, matrix glitch is when, you're in the same place, but it's just, there's something different in the place that you say that's impossible to have happened, between the last time I was here and now. It was such a significant change. I mean, they'd have whatever it was. Anyway, you can look up matrix glitches. Mandela effect is the stories that people tell that date the death of South African president and human rights activist Nelson Mandela. Different people have different ideas about what year he died in. Which again goes back to the many worlds interpretation of quantum physics, that there are multiple versions of planet Earth. Well, Sliders and Quantum Leap were TV shows that showed you that, illustrated what it could be like, and that's what our physicists say, so go with it. Well, it means that our mundane world, which seems to be the same Groundhog Day after Groundhog Day, if you're going to a kind of a boring job, it's not exactly Groundhog Day. Every day is a new day. The day is new. Famous spiritual teacher from the 1950s, Joel S. Goldsmith, that was one of his famous quotes. The world is new. And what does it mean? It means The world today is new right now, and it's different from the world 5 minutes ago. I'm not sure if we're hitting the spiritual significance of this. Because he wants you to get sort of in the idea of certain Christian beliefs that the Word of God is alive in the Bible. Jacob B. Ing is a person that I know who taught me a lot about the nature of beings. What would Jacob say about that? He would say that your own copy, you get a paper Bible, he would tell you that that Bible is a being in its own right. He would say, I don't know, atoms would have beingness to them. They're alive. In the idea that, if I look at this metal lamp here, like no one would say that that metal lamp is alive, except for Jacob being, who is going to tell you it's being. So he wants you to think more and more of, like, if you were, I don't know, we're going to go with like a 2 to 3 year old child where they love their dolls and their G.I. Joes and, I don't know, My Little Ponies and things. And to those children, or their favorite blanket, to those children, those precious items they're more important to them than all the rest of humanity. Those are their personal friends. Those things they love. They love those things, and those dolls are real to them. And Jacob would say, "You're really right. The children, I don't know. At some point, you kind of, I don't know. They lose that feeling that these things are alive, or imaginary friends could be real." Well, that's the nature of being a source energy being. For more on source energy being information, Daniel Scranton on YouTube, who channels the Arcturian Council. And the Arcturian Council tells us all the time we are what is known as source energy beings. Source would be, in ancient days they would call the God. We don't use the word God that well, I still do, but some people don't. The devils don't. The devils don't like the word God because it gets them confused, because they get confused with gods and asuras, which are kinds of beings, devas, that are perhaps from the Indian mythology, religious mythologies. I don't know. Devils don't like to talk about God because they're always supposed to be opposed to God. Anyways, they skip all that and becomes much more modern when you say source, because it's the source of whatever it is, it's our source. So source energy beings means we're energy, and we have to add we're very much conscious beings. Source energy conscious beings is how I would put it. Energy, because we are energy. Is it possible to be pure consciousness without energy? Yes, we're told is so. The Arcturian Council tells us that they're non-physical. Well, we saw that, no big whoop. I mean, in 1968, about 1967, 1968, the first Star Trek series showed us the Organians, who were non-physical beings who could manifest physical bodies to interact with us low-vibe humans, because they would have to be much more powerful. I don't know. I can't tell you any. Okay, other things we got to talk about. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about are primarily how hard it is for me to continue to talk about things because I'm demonically attacked all the time and I go through mind wipes. And what I was going to talk to you about has been kind of bashed out of my head by the demonic. So sometimes I'll wait for a little bit to see if it's going to get refreshed, and it doesn't seem to be refreshed. So what's the takeaway from this? That we're really, really fighting a spiritual war. It is. It's good versus evil. It is good versus evil, and I'm targeted by true evil. I know they're truly evil. I mean, I don't know, this afternoon they tried to kill me again. I mean, they're not local to me, but they do things by voodoo. They did a voodoo attack on me today. Well, what they did, I felt it. I could feel the whole sensations, and they talked to me. And they said, "Oh, I got something special for you." And then I felt them, the feeling of when you get an injection of a needle. I felt them inject something into my neck. Now, there's nobody here, but the sensations are in my brain. of them injecting something in there, and then I felt it felt like at one point it felt like anesthetic from a dentist, and I don't know, I had all kinds of weird feelings in my body for a while. Then I not too good, not too good feelings, and they said, oh, we just injected formalin into you. Well, formalin is formaldehyde, which is used to preserve cadavers, dead people. Anyways, I'm here. Why? Well, I don't know. Because it's simulated injecting me into things, because in their high-tech machine, they can make me feel all kinds of sensations. They can make me smell things that aren't there. The high-tech machinery that they use is off the chart. They talk about that F-35 fighter as being the best technology on the planet. These people are light years more advanced. So anyways, well, I'm still here. Whatever it's all about, it still attempts to kill me because they don't want me to talk to you about things, except that a lot of times they want me to talk because they get bored. Is, well, you just go talk. And then, I don't know, sometimes I'd be able to talk a whole talk, and then other times I'm just blocked. Anyways, if it comes back up, and I'll try and make another video about it, but you should make that mental note of it. If I seem to have start talking about something in this video and then I just do switching gears, or just I seem like in the middle of it changing to another topic, keep watching my videos, because a lot of times these stories that I start talking about now will be picked up in later videos. And I have a whole zillion videos that are already made up on Burroughs Bobby on Instagram. So if you can find them on Instagram, there you go. I have a new YouTube channel. It is called, I think it's called Papa Joe's. It's hard for me to remember these things when I'm being blocked, but look for Papa Joe's on YouTube. If you go into my bio, there'll be a link there that should bring you to that website. My original website on YouTube was taken down by YouTube, so this is a new one. I don't know. Here we go again.